you know more English than that. But I can,
I wish I could
yeah,
mock
but don't
him or
worry.
something.
But yeah, but don't worry. It's just practice. Just practice at the moment. But I hope the comments I made were helpful to you. But if you want to ask me any questions, of course, please do. Bao Ming, Chao Gon. How are you, Michael?
Hello, Mr. Rick.
Okay,
Hello.
and I can hear you. Thank you. Thank you, Michael. Bao Chan,
Hi, teacher.
how are you?
I'm good and feel sleepy because
Feel
I'm just
sleepy. You just
yes,
woke up.
yes.
Okay. Okay, I'm glad you could make it to the class on time. Jia Wei, xin chào Jia Wei.
Hello, Mr. Rick.
Con thế nào?
Yeah, I'm fine. Thank you.
Good, good. Okay, Viet Ang,
Hello, teacher.
how are you, Viet Ang?
I'm sleepy.
You're sleepy too. Okay, many sleepy people today. And Bao Ling, Chao Gon.
Hello, teacher.
How are you, Bao Ling?
I'm good.
Good. Okay, everyone, please turn your cameras on, please. Thank you, Zhao Wei. Bao Chan, I can see. Bao Ling, Bao Ming, Viet Ang, I can't see you. Ngoc Kian, I can see you. Thank you. Thank you, Viet Ang. Okay, I just wait another minute or so to see who else is going to join us. What we're going to be doing today is we're going to be continuing, obviously, with writing task 2. Before I start that, though, I'm going to review the writing test, part 1, that you did with Mrs. Ha the week before last. I know not all of you did it, but I know most of you did it. So I want to review that with those of you who did that test and to give you some suggestions as to how to improve. And then I'm going to do the same thing I did last week. So the class is only going to be 1 hour long, okay, except for 3 other people who are going to do the speaking test today. So, who would like to do the speaking test today? Any volunteers? Who would like to do? Otherwise, I will choose 3 people. But if you would like to do the speaking test today, please let me know now. Everyone, by the way, will have to do the speaking test, okay, over the next few weeks. So last week, Bao Chan, Kian, and Bao Ming all did the speaking test. Any other volunteers for today? Okay, Jia Wei, you want to do the speaking test today?
Okay.
Okay, good. Bao Ling.
Bảo Linh à, Gia Huy là 2 này. Okay, anyone else?
Anyone else? Okay, Bao Ling. Who else, Mrs. Ha? So choose someone else.
Tuấn Sơn có muốn làm bài speaking test hôm nay không con ơi?
Vâng.
Nhá, Tuấn Sơn, ok, chốt lại nhé, là 3 người nhá. Bảo Linh này, Gia Huy này và Tuấn Sơn. Teacher.
What? And Tuấn
Yes.
Son.
Tuấn Sơn,
okay.
yes.
Tuấn Son. Okay.
Bảo Linh, Gia Huy. Okay.
Okay. All right. So we will do that we will do that in 1 hour. And while the speaking test is on, the rest of you are free to go. Okay, you are free. So the writing part is only going to be 1 hour today. How are you, Tuấn Son?
I'm fine.
Good. All right. I'll just wait 1 more minute, Mrs. Ha, because I want to explain, as I was saying to you, about how writing task 1 works. But I think too many people are joining the class a bit late, so they will miss half the explanation.
Yes, okay.
So people like, who is not here? Kak Sung, Phương Linh.
Phương Linh.
Phương Linh.
Ngọc Tú.
Ngọc Tú.
Yes.
Ngọc
Phương Nhi is absent today. Ngọc Hà
Phương Nhi is absent. Ngọc Ha.
Yes.
Ngọc Ha. So they should all join as soon as they can. Otherwise, they will miss the explanation.
Yeah. Okay.
But I will give them one more minute. One more minute. How are you, Bao Ling? Bao Ling?
Bảo Linh
Con thế
bật
nào?
mic lên con.
Con thế nào, Bao Ling?
I'm good.
Good, good. How is your week at school, Bao Ling?
I'm full of schedule to practice for exam.
Okay. When are your exams?
Next week. Yes.
Next week. Okay, so you have a busy week next week. Okay. All right. I think I will start. I think Mrs. Ha. Okay, everyone. So welcome to class. It's great to see everyone as usual. So what we're going to be doing for the first 10 minutes or so of the class, I just want to review the writing task 1 that Mrs. Ha gave you as part of the Ielts test a couple of weeks ago. So by now you should all have received my comments on what you did in the test, and I've also sent everyone a model answer. One way that you can answer this question. And by the way, this is a band 9 model answer that I have seen you. So if you were to write an answer like that, you would get a score of 9. So some of you did this test okay, but I think some of you have forgotten how to do writing task 1. I know we haven't done it for maybe a couple of months now because we've been concentrating on writing task 2. But of course, writing task 1 is still important because it's still worth 33% of the marks you get for writing. So I'm glad that Mrs. Ha gave you the chance to practice this, and I'll be doing it again with you too when I come to Hanoi in 4 weeks. Again, we will do all the Ielts test. I'm also glad that Mrs. Ha gave us a chance to look at a table, which is something that we haven't done for a while. So please, everyone, Zhao Wei, can you see the document I've put on the screen about
yes,
writing task 1?
Yes, I can see the document.
Okay, good. Okay, Zhao Wei, can you please read, Zhao Wei, what I have highlighted here?
The key to doing well in IELTS writing is learning the correct structure and vocabulary.
Correct. Thank you, Zhao Wei. Okay, so this is the key to doing well in both writing task 1 and writing task 2. You must follow the correct structure, and if you want to get a good mark, you have to have good vocabulary. Now, I've talked to you before several times, I think, about how to improve your vocabulary, and that is every day you must listen to or read some English. Okay? Look at new words, write down new words and learn them. Maybe only 3 or 4 a day. It's hard to learn lists of words. Very hard to learn and remember lists of words. So just 3 or 4 a day. And then at the end of the week, go back and review your list. This is the easiest way and the most effective way to learn new vocabulary. And like I say, if you want to get a good mark in any IELTS writing, task 1 or task 2, you must have a good vocabulary. But the other way to improve your mark, okay, you must have the correct structure for both writing task 1 and writing task 2. Now, in the last few weeks, we've been talking about structures for the different essays writing task 2. But some of you, I think, have forgotten how the structures in writing task 1 work. Okay, so Bao Ming, can you please read what I have highlighted?
Your task one.
Your task one answers must follow the pot structure.
Correct. Thank you, Michael. And what is the pot structure, Michael? What are the three? What does pot stand for?
Paraphrase, overview, and two detailed paragraph.
Thank you. Paraphrase, overview, and two detailed paragraphs. Some of you have forgotten this, and you didn't do this in your task one answer. So that is, you must have 4 paragraphs in your answer. Paraphrase, overview, and 2 detailed paragraphs. That is the structure that you must follow to do well in this test. Mrs. Ha, I think you mentioned to me that structure is worth about 25% of the marks. Is that correct?
Yes, that's correct. Yeah, okay.
Okay.
You explain them and then I will talk again, okay?
Okay, all right.
Yeah.
Thank you, Mrs. Ha. All right. So again, task 1, everyone. You should all know this by now. Very simple. Okay, pot, paraphrase, overview, 2 detailed paragraphs. Some of you didn't do this. Most of you did, I know, but some of you have forgotten this. You must follow the structure if you want to get any mark above 5 in the Ielts, okay? You must follow the structure. Paraphrase, overview, 2 detailed paragraph. All right? It's very simple. So even if you haven't got a great vocabulary, you can still get a good score or an okay score by following this structure, using simple vocabulary and not making many mistakes. If you want to get a score of 8 or 9, of course, your vocabulary must be better. But if you just want to get a score of 5 or 6 or even 7, if you follow the structure, use simple vocabulary and don't make any mistakes, okay, you can still get a good score, but you must follow the structure. Second point, Viet Ang.
Yeah, teacher.
What have I written? Please read what I have highlighted.
Use past tense.
Good. Okay. In your answer, you should always use past tense. Some people didn't. Remember, every chart or table or diagram you look at will be about something that has happened in the past. So you must use past tense. Okay. Next one, paraphrase. Some people are not paraphrasing very well. Paraphrase, you must change the first sentence. Okay, you must say it a different way. Bao Ling,
Yes.
what are the 3 ways you can paraphrase a sentence?
First, you can change the word, and second, you can change the structure.
Yeah.
And
So, and you can look, please look at what I have highlighted on the page, Bao Ling.
and synonym. Change
Yes,
word.
synonyms. Thank you, Bao Ling. You have a good memory. So everyone, synonyms. Change the word order or change the word form. Okay, changing the word order is the same as changing the structure. Okay, these are the 3 most common and easy ways for you to paraphrase something. I will look at the model answer with you in just a moment. But first of all, I want to continue doing these. Okay. Who haven't I asked? Sorry, Mrs. Ha.
No, it doesn't matter.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'll just check to see, has anyone else joined the class while I have been talking? Okay. Tuan Son,
Yes.
can you please read what I have highlighted?
Begin overview paragraph with it can be clearly seen all overall.
Good. You must begin your overview paragraph with one of these phrases or words. You can either say it can be clearly seen or overall. Okay? Very easy to remember. You don't have to worry about how to begin your overview paragraphs. Okay, all you have to do is remember to use one of these phrases. It can be clearly seen or overall. Okay, again, most of you did this, some people didn't. So you must remember.
Okay, teacher.
Yeah.
Ngọc Hà and Phương Linh joined already. So,
okay, thank you.
Yeah, okay, I can talk to them.
Okay.
Hôm trước là bác đã gửi cái bài Writing Task 1 cho thầy, cả Writing Task 1, Writing Task 2 rồi, và thầy đã hoàn thành xong cái phần Writing Task 1 cho các bạn. Nhưng mà bác chưa gửi lại cho các con vì là bác đợi luôn cả cái bài Writing Task 2. Nhưng có một cái vấn đề là kể cả những cái thầy kêu ca rất là nhiều về cái việc học Tuấn Sơn thì hôm với lại Bảo Trần thì hôm trước là vì không đi học thứ tư của bác cho nên là bác lại không đưa cho các bạn được. Thế thì bác gửi lại cái bài mà thầy chữa cho các bạn khác để các con xem nhé. Thứ nhất là bạn Ngọc Kiên là thầy vẫn nói là học không hề tệ một tí nào cả. Thế nhưng mà làm bài viết rất là yếu. Vì làm sao? Vì là mình không theo đúng cái structure. Bởi vì sao? Vì trong cái bài Writing Task 1 đó, kể cả Writing Task 1, Writing Task 2 thì chúng mình đều phải theo cái structure của nó. Thế thì cái tiêu chí chấm cái bài kiểm bài, tức là bao giờ bác nói luôn liên tục nói là thầy bác vẫn nghe thầy liên tục dạy từ đầu đến giờ là luôn luôn mình phải paraphrase cái câu đầu tiên ở trong cái đoạn mở bài ấy, là mình không bao giờ mình bê nguyên si ở cụm từ hay cái đầu bài người ta cho để lắp vào cái bài viết của mình, mà mình bắt buộc phải paraphrase nó ra, và học rất là nhiều về cái phần đó rồi. Và sau khi paraphrase xong thì mình phải có cả cái overview. Overview là mình nói gì và mình sẽ viết gì về cái bài này, hoặc cái bài đang nói về cái gì. Thì các bạn là tức là, nhưng mà hầu như có những bạn là bê nguyên cả cái cụm từ đấy vào và cũng không viết cả cái overview cho rõ ràng. Sau đó đến hai cái đoạn là đoạn sẽ giải thích detail như ra sao, đúng không? Thế thì trong cái bài một thì đơn giản thôi. Thế còn cái bài 2 thì rõ ràng là bắt buộc, bác đã nói rằng là bắt buộc là cái bài kể các bạn chưa hoàn thành xong thì cũng vẫn phải nên có phần mở bài, 2 thân bài và phần kết luận. Vì tại sao? Vì là cái phần cái tiêu chí chấm bài là gì? Nó gồm có 4 phần tất cả. Một là cái task achievement là mình có trả lời đúng cái câu hỏi của đề bài hay không, 25% điểm thôi. 25% điểm cho về cái gì? Coherence và cohesion, đúng không? Tức là cái mạch lạc và cái liên kết với nhau trong các cái ý của cái bài ra sao. Và cái là 25%, và thêm 25% là cái gì? Đó chính là phần từ vựng. Còn lại 25% là gì? Là về cái độ chính xác và về cái ngữ pháp đa dạng của mình, hay là ngữ pháp như thế nào. Đấy là 25% nữa. Thì bao giờ cái giám thị chấm thi người ta cũng sẽ căn cứ trên 4 cái tiêu chí đấy để các con để đưa bài vào cho mình. Thế nếu như cái việc mà mình trả lời không đúng câu hỏi, mình lạc đề thì cùng mình mất 25%. Nhưng nếu các con mà các con vẫn, tức là không quá lo, nếu như ví dụ như khi mình lạc đề nhưng nếu như ngữ pháp của mình vẫn đúng, từ của mình vẫn ngon lành, và cái mạch lạc, cái cách viết của mình vẫn mạch lạc, thì cũng vẫn đạt được một cái số điểm đấy, vẫn có thể qua được, chứ không phải là mất hết tất cả điểm. Thế còn nếu mà từ vựng, thế từ vựng là biết chắc chắn từ nào hãng viết vào, đừng viết sai chính tả, và cũng đừng dùng sai loại từ, đúng không? Và ngữ pháp cũng thế, câu cú là làm thế nào trong ngành ngữ pháp mình sẽ lồng nó vào, mình không phải lúc nào mình cũng cứ show off là mình cứ đi dùng những cái thứ nó quá phức tạp. Có nghĩa là trong cái phần đó của mình chỉ cần, ví dụ trong cảm đoạn văn mình chỉ cần dùng đến một câu ghép hay là một câu phức, sau đó thì dùng ở câu đơn, vì cảm cái đoạn của nó chỉ có mấy câu thôi mà, đúng không? Thế thì mình phải làm thế nào đấy để, chứ còn nếu như các tiêu chí của các bạn là ngay cái đầu tiên bắt đầu đọc vào bài mà mình không paraphrase ra thì giám thị sẽ không muốn đọc cái phần tiếp theo, có nghĩa là bạn không hiểu ý và cũng không có cái từ vựng để mình viết theo một cái dạng dưới cái giọng văn của mình. Ok. Và cho nên là cái bài vừa rồi là cái bài hình như là chỉ có mỗi Phương Linh viết cũng tạm được, Phương Nhi cũng ok. Hay là Ngọc Hà, bác không nhớ chính xác là bác sẽ có cái điểm của thầy gửi đây, đúng không? Nhé, 6 Ngọc Hà 6 điểm với Phương. Thế còn của bài của Phương, bài của Kiên thì dùng bài Kiên thì làm được có điểm kém hơn. Thank you teacher.
Cảm ơn Mrs. Park. Cảm ơn. Okay. Kian. Kian, oi. Okay, Kian, can you please read what I have highlighted?
Look, change samples. What is increase? What is decrease? What is stay the same?
Okay, good. Thank you, Kian. So when you are looking at writing your overview, you are looking for changes. Okay, what has increased in the table, graph, chart, whatever? What has decreased? What has stayed the same? Okay, that's all you are really looking for. And that's what you write about in your overview. Also in your overview, don't do this. Feng Ling.
Yes.
Chao Gon Feng Ling, how are you?
I'm good, thank you, teacher.
Good. Can you please read what I have highlighted?
Don't use any figures, numbers in your overview.
Thank you, Feng Ling. Okay, again, you don't use any figures or numbers in the overview. The overview, you are only saying something has gone up, something has gone down, or something has stayed the same. Okay, you save the figures and numbers for your detail paragraph. So no numbers or figures in your overview. Please remember the overview is just a summary of what has happened in the graph or table or chart or map. Okay, the overview is just a summary. The detail paragraph is where you talk about the actual numbers. Okay, I will read this next bit here for you because I'll show you this in a moment. This is when you come to write your detail paragraphs. So what you do is you divide the information into two logical sections. Okay, and for example, in this graph, this table, you can divide it into these two groups. Under 15 to 39, that is one group. The second group is 40 to 64 and 65 plus. Okay, then you write one detailed paragraph about what has happened to this group, one detailed paragraph about what has happened to this group. Okay, so you look for ways to divide the information logically into two different parts. All right. To learn and revise vocabulary, okay, look online for Ielts Writing Task 1 vocabulary. If some of you have forgotten some of the vocabulary, I don't want to do it now with you because we don't have much time. Okay, but if you want to learn and revise your vocabulary, there are lots of lists of vocabulary online that you can look at, which will remind you. You know, words, how to describe increase or decrease, how to describe something that goes up and down, which is fluctuating, of course. How to describe the speed at which things happen. Does something happen rapidly? Does something happen slowly? And so on, okay? All these words you can find online. Remember, you don't need to give any reasons in your graph, okay? In your explanation, rather, okay? Looking at the table here, there have been changes to the population. We don't know why, and we don't need to say why. All you need to do is note that the changes have happened. And here's one difference between writing in English and writing in Vietnamese. Nok ha.
Hello.
Okay, Nok ha, how are you?
I'm great, thank you.
Good. I can't remember if you were one of the people who did this Nok ha, but several people did it. Can you please read what I have highlighted?
In English, you 4,0%, not comma.
Aha. Okay. How you read this is point.
Point.
Yeah.
And that one is comma.
Correct. Okay, so please remember, when you are writing in English, you must use the point, not the comma. Okay, so this is 4.0%. Okay, this is 4,0%. In English, you must use this form. Okay, 4.0%, not comma. Okay, quite a few of you use the comma. In English, you must use this version. Otherwise, they will count it as a mistake. So you must use the point, okay, not the comma. A small point, but if you do that in the exam, they will take a mark off you. Okay, so Now we're going to look at the model answer. First thing we're going to look at this paragraph. Kian.
Yes, teacher.
Okay, this is the first paragraph of a task 1 answer, Kian. What is it? What is the name of this paragraph? It's called the what?
Paraphrase.
Correct. Thank you, Kian. It's a paraphrase. Okay, Bao Ming.
Yep, hello.
Okay, what I have done for this paraphrase, all I have done is use synonyms. Okay, what is the synonym I have used instead of gives? Bao Ming, what have I used?
Shows.
Correct. Thank you. Okay, everyone here, you can see this is the original sentence up here. Okay, you need to paraphrase this sentence for the first paragraph of your answer. Okay, so instead of gives, I've got shows. Bao Tan.
Yes.
What synonym have I used for information?
The number of people living.
No, what synonym? The word information. I've used one word as a synonym for information.
Data.
Data, yes, data, everyone. This word here, data, is a synonym, a good synonym for information. Okay, if you've forgotten that, please make a note of it. All right, so far I have said the table shows data instead of the table gives information. Okay, so they are the first changes I have made. Jawi.
Yes.
Okay, what have I said instead of population? What have I said instead?
Number of people living.
Okay, correct. Okay, population. Okay, means the number of people. Okay, very simple. What is a population? Population is the number of people. So you can see that's what I've used. Okay, I can't use a paraphrase for New Zealand. There is no paraphrase for New Zealand, and I don't need to paraphrase this. 2021 and 2022. Oh, I have made one small paraphrase, by the way. Instead of in, I have used between. Okay, just a very simple one. So you can see, I hope everyone, for my paraphrase, I've just chosen simple words. So shows instead of gives, data instead of information, number of people instead of population. This is all you have to do to make a simple paraphrase. Very easy, no complicated words. Okay, next one is my overview paragraph. As I said over here, what I am looking for is what has increased, what has decreased, what has stayed the same. That is all you are looking for in any overview. Okay, so of course, I have started off my overview with it can be clearly seen. It can be clearly seen. You could also have used overall, would have been fine. But remember, you must start with it can be clearly seen or overall. Okay, so first change I have looked at, and all you are looking at, by the way, okay, is this column. Okay, what has changed? This table is actually a very easy one to read. So the first change that I have seen is, okay, can you please read this for me? Viet Ang, what I have highlighted.
It can be clearly seen that why the total population grew slightly.
Good. Okay, so grew slightly, grew a little bit. Okay, this adverb here. All right, slightly. Okay, went up by 0.6%. So it grew slightly. Again, remember using past tense, grew, not grow. Grew, have to use past tense. Okay, next change. Bao Ling, what is, can you please read the next change?
There was a small decrease in younger age group, but an increase in older age group.
Good, okay. So you will see I have called this age groups. Okay, these are age groups. Again, very simple. It says group here. These are ages, these are age groups. So that's how you describe them. You can see there was a small decrease here and here. Okay, younger age groups. Okay, people under 40. All right, went down by 0.2%. But you will notice I have not used any figures in the overview. Don't need any figures. Okay, you're just describing what happened. A small decrease in younger age groups, but an increase in older age groups. Okay, and here I have added just something a little bit extra. I could have just kept it at that, but sometimes it's good to have two sentences in your overview. So I have said, however, linking word here, however, there are still more younger people than older people in New Zealand, okay, which is easy to see. You add these two figures together, okay, they are much more than these two figures. So there are more younger people than older people. Again, I don't know why, but it doesn't matter. Don't need to know why. So comes to the first detail paragraph. As I said before, all you do is you divide it into two logical sections. Okay, so the easiest way to divide this table into two sections is into the age groups under 40 and the age groups over 40. So detail paragraph 1 is just about the age groups under 40. All right, this is where I use my numbers. Okay, Tu and Son, can you please read paragraph 1 for me, please? Detail paragraph 1.
The 15 and 39 age group.
Sorry, Tu and Son, you say this, you pronounce this as 2, okay? 15 to 39, 15 to 39. All right, start again, please, Tu and Son.
The 15 to 39 age group had more people than any other group, and people under 40 made up the biggest proportion of the population in 2022. But both the under 15 and the 50 to 39 age groups show a decrease of 0.2% over the given period.
Good reading, Tu and Son. Okay, very good. So you will see, everyone, for my first detailed paragraph, all I've done is talk about these two groups, the groups under 40. Okay, I've used this word here, proportion. Okay, proportion is another way of saying amount, a more formal way of saying amount. So the biggest amount of the population, or the biggest proportion of the population, people under 40. All right, so I have made two different sentences. The first one talking about how people under 40 make up the biggest proportion of the population. There are more people under 40, okay, in New Zealand, but for some reason, okay, those groups show a slight decrease. We don't know why, and it doesn't matter. Okay, all we are doing is commenting on what happened, not why. Okay. Fong Ling.
Yes.
Okay, can you please read the next sentence?
In contrast, people over 40 made up a smaller proportion of the population, but showed an increase in numbers.
Okay, good reading, Fong Ling. Can you please just pronounce this word for me, please?
Proportion.
Good, proportion. Remember, proportion is a formal word that means amount, okay? The number, okay? It made up a smaller number of people in the population. You will see I have used this linking word, in contrast. Okay, very useful word when you are comparing two things. If you are comparing two things and they are different, in contrast is a very good phrase to use when you are introducing the sentence. Okay, so I am saying people over 40, there are less of them, but their number grew. Whereas the other under 40 people, it decreased. And the last sentence I made, which is maybe the most interesting part of the table, knock ha. Knock ha, oi.
Dương Hà ơi, bật mic lên con ơi. Ngọc Hà. Maybe she's not there.
Okay. Kian, not Kian.
Yes.
Okay, can you please read the last sentence?
The 40 to 64 age group had an increase of 0.6%, and the 65 plus group showed the biggest increase with 4.0%. However, the 65 plus group had the least pupil, about 519,000.
Okay.
93
I know this is
93 of other groups.
okay, Kian. I know this is a little bit hard to read for you. I know. Everyone, this is pronounced 596,903. That's how you say it. 596,903. Don't worry about that too much, because of course in the test you don't have to pronounce it. All you do is write it. Okay, 596,903. Okay, so again, you can see I am not using these big numbers much. I have used them a couple of times. Most of the time, I'm just looking at the percentage change. Much easier, much simpler. So, for example, Kian.
Yes, I'm here.
Yeah. You remember how pot works, Kian?
How what?
How pot works. Pot. Remember?
Okay.
Remember pot, the structure you use always for answering task 1. I think, Ian, you were one of the people, you didn't write me 4 paragraphs, okay? I think from memory, you only wrote me 3. All right?
Yeah,
and I think your overview, Kian,
what?
was actually full of detail.
Well, teacher is actually 2, but yeah, in last 5 minutes, I remember that I hadn't written the overview yet. Yeah. So
Okay.
it's so
okay.
it's 3.
Yeah, that's fine, Kian. As long as, of course, this is why we practice this. So as long as you can remember from now on. Okay, Kian? Okay, so everyone, again, you must follow the pot structure. Paraphrase overview 2 detail paragraphs. So you must write 4 paragraphs. Remember the overview paragraph, no numbers. Okay, all you are doing is describing what has gone up, what has gone down, or what has not changed. All right, and in this, it's just looking at the percentages here. This table, very easy. Okay, straight away, you can see the population for all ages has gone up. The population for people under 40 has, who will I ask? Viet Ang.
Okay, teacher.
Okay, Viet Ang, as I just said, the population for all ages has gone up, okay?
Yes.
You can see it. What has happened to the population under 40? What direction has it gone? What direction?
It declines.
It declined. Thank you, Viet Ang. Very good. And Viet Ang, what has happened to the population over 40?
Over 40, it increased.
Correct. Okay, so Viet Ang, this is all you need to write in your overview. Okay, that's all. Okay,
Yeah.
very simple. Does that make sense, Viet Ang?
Yes, teacher.
Okay, in your overview, that's all you need to write. Okay, just what happened here? No numbers. don't need to write numbers. The numbers you write about are here. And the ones you choose to write about, okay, is just the two different groups, under 40, over 40. That's all you are really interested in. Okay, so are there any questions about this, everyone? Any questions about how writing task 1 works? Again, we will come back to this when I come to Hanoi in 4 weeks. Okay, we will do the whole IELTS test again. But remember to follow the structure. Even if you are not confident that you know the vocabulary very well, okay? Don't worry too much about that. You can still get an okay score in IELTS as long as you follow the correct structure and you use simple vocabulary and not make mistakes. But as Mr. Ha was saying before, 25% of the mark for task 1 is about the structure. And the structure is POT, paraphrase, overview, to detail paragraph. All right. Any questions before we leave this? Okay. Has anyone else joined? Kakzung. Kakzung. Chagon.
Hello, teacher.
How are you, Kakzung?
I'm fine.
Good. Okay, everyone. So what we're going to do now is we have 45 minutes left of the lesson before I do the speaking test with 3 of you. So we're going to be going on now to writing task 2. All right. And we're going to be going on to what I'm going to show you is what the essay that we looked at last week, what a band 9 answer looks like. Again, we're going to be going back to the structure of this in just a moment, but I thought I would show you this first. In fact, actually, no, I'll show you the structure first. We'll come back to that in case some of you are getting a little bit lost. Okay, so very quickly. Bao Ling.
Yes.
Okay, the essay that I just showed you before about sports, okay, and athletes using banned substances. Can you remember what type of essay it was?
It's a discussion. I don't really remember.
Okay, it wasn't a discussion, okay? It wasn't a discussion, okay? The instructions said, what are the causes of the phenomenon and what are some of the possible solutions?
This is double question.
No. Close. Try again, Bowling. What are the causes of the phenomenon and what are possible solutions?
Yes.
Yeah, so what sort of essay is that?
It's problem and solution.
Correct. It's a problem and solution essay. Yes, it is a double question, but problems and solution is actually a better description of this sort of essay. Okay, everyone? So that means, okay, your main body paragraph number 1 is going to be about a problem. Your main body paragraph number 2 is going to be a solution. Again, just to remind you of the structure of writing task 2 essays, same thing. Your first sentence is always a paraphrase, okay? It was a paraphrase in this case of the thesis statement. I'll show you that in just a moment. Second sentence of your introduction, okay, is where you get to state your opinion if they ask you for one. They don't always ask, but if they do, and then you must state, okay, problem and one solution. Okay, that is the introduction. Then, as I said, main body paragraph 1, okay, you talk about a problem. Okay, you give a topic sentence where you outline a problem. You have 2 sentences where you explain in more detail about the problem. And you always finish each main body paragraph with what? To and son? To and son?
Example.
Example, always, okay? Every writing task 2 essay, main body paragraphs, you must finish with an example, no matter what type of essay it is, okay? We were talking before about the structure for writing task 1. This is the structure you must follow for writing task 2. And it's great to have this structure because it makes writing the essay much easier. So you must have, at the end of each main body paragraph, you must have an example, okay? Then your conclusion is where you basically repeat and summarize your introduction. So your introduction and your conclusion are very, very similar. All right. So very quickly through this. You can see here, this, remember everyone, is the thesis statement or the thesis, okay? Every task 2 essay starts off with 1 sentence, which is the thesis statement, okay? This is the paragraph, is the paraphrase. This is the paraphrase statement. All right? Then you go on to, remember, we're looking at the introduction, okay? This next sentence talks about a problem, about competition, and then it talks about a solution. All right, so remember everyone, this is the structure of your introduction always. Okay, paraphrase of this, all right, and then a quick summary of this. Okay, then main body paragraph 1, main cause of this problem is competition, okay? This is why athletes take drugs, okay? Because the competition is very tough and they want to win, okay? So again, you can see problem, some explanation sentences, okay? And the last sentence, of course, is an example. Next body paragraph, okay? Because this is a problem solution essay. This is the problem paragraph. This is the solution paragraph, okay? Here is the solution. One solution is to punish people who break the law. These are the explanation sentences, all right? And this is the example, okay? And then the conclusion. All right, this is very simple, everyone. It's very simple. So you should have no problem following it. And if you want to get a good score, this is what you must follow. Okay, going to come back to this again very shortly. So let's look at today's topic. Feng Ling. Feng Ling.
Yes.
Okay, can you please read today's topic for me?
Many museums charge for admissions while others are free. Do you think the advantage of charging people for admission to museums outweigh the disadvantages?
Good. Good reading. Thank you, Feng Ling. Nok Ha, are you back? Nok Ha. Can you hear me, Nok Ha?
I'm here.
Okay, good. All right. Firstly, Nok Ha, what sort of essay is this? What type?
Advantage and disadvantage.
Correct. Okay. Very easy, everyone. This is an advantage and disadvantage essay, which you can see by looking at the instructions. All right. So in the exam, you have 7 to 8 minutes to plan your answer. All right. Use the first minute to understand and answer these questions, which we've been practicing the last few weeks. What are the key words or key thoughts? Kakzung.
Yes.
Okay. What are the key words or key thoughts? Okay, for this essay.
Just checks for admission while others are free.
Okay, good. All right, everyone, these are basically, all these are the key words. Museums
yes.
charge for admission, others are free. Okay, that is what the essay is about. All right, we've already looked at the instructions. These are the instructions here. All right, and as Kakzung told us, Nokha told us, it's an advantage-disadvantage essay. So you have 1 minute, okay, just to work that out in your own head. You don't need to write this down when you are planning. You can look at this and in your head decide what sort of essay this is. All right, that means you have about 6 or 7 minutes left to plan your essay. So always, your first sentence is going to be a what? Kian. Hello, Kian. Bao Ming.
Yes.
Hello.
Yeah, Bao Ming. What is your first sentence going to be? Always.
Paraphrase.
It is going to be a paraphrase. Thank you. I know some of you do know this very well, but I'm just going over this so some people who are not sure, just to remind you, okay? It's going to be a paraphrase of the thesis statement, which is this, all right? This is going to be your first sentence, a paraphrase of this, okay? Then the second sentence of your introduction, okay, you can see it asks you for your opinion. Do you think? Do you think? Bao Tan,
Yes.
can you give me a quick answer to this question, please? Do you think the advantages of charging people for admission, okay, outweigh the disadvantages? What do you think? Quickly.
About the disadvantages?
Yeah, which one is there? Is it better? Are there more advantages to charge people for admission? Okay, or are there more disadvantages? Which one do you think?
I think it's more advantageous for
Okay,
the museum.
okay, there are more advantages. Okay, so you think museums should charge? Is that right?
Yes, to run
Okay, good.
the
To run the museum. Good. Thank you, Bao Chan. Zhao Wei. Zhao Wei.
Yes.
Okay. What do you think, Zhao Wei? I'm going to ask all of you this, by the way. Do you think the advantages outweigh the disadvantages?
Mm, do you think that?
Okay. Quickly, Zhao Wei, you have to pay attention. I'll come back to you. Viet Ang.
Yeah, teacher.
Do you think the advantages of charging outweigh the disadvantages?
It disadvantages.
Okay, so you think museums should not charge?
Yes, I think
Okay.
it's
Okay, that's fine. There is no correct answer for this, but you do have to decide what you think. This question is basically asking you, do you think museums should charge, okay, should make you pay, or do you think museums should be free? That's what it is asking you. Okay?
yes.
Bao Ling, what do you think?
Yes.
What do you think, Bao Ling?
about the advantage.
Yeah, or disadvantage. Which one? Which do you think is better?
I think chess. No, I think for free is better.
For free is better. Okay, good. All right. Tu and Son,
Yes,
what do you think?
it isn't. I think it's the advantage is not always the disadvantage.
Okay, so you think museums should not charge.
Yes.
Okay, fine. Remember, there is no correct answer for this, but you do need to have an opinion. Okay, Feng Ling.
Yes.
Okay, what do you think, Feng Ling?
Um. Hmm.
Okay, everyone who I haven't asked yet, please look at this so you can answer quickly, please. I'll come back to you, Feng Ling. Nok Ha,
Yes.
what do you think?
I think it's fine to charge for admission.
Good. Okay, Kak Zung, what do you think? Kak Zung, oi. Nok Tu. Can you hear me, Nok Tu?
Các con ơi, thầy gọi thì các bạn trả lời ngay đi, thầy gọi nhiều quá. Xong bạn nào cũng cứ lơ lơ đang làm gì đó. Ngọc Tú với Khắc Dũng đâu rồi Khắc Dũng ơi? Thầy cứ gọi nhưng các bạn cứ làm cái gì ấy. Tập trung vào đi nào. Okay, skip him please, teacher.
Okay, Nok Tu, what do you think?
I think it is
Okay, thank you, Nok Tu. All right, thank you. Everyone, please pay attention, okay? Okay, you have to be ready to answer when I ask you the question. Feng Ling,
Yes.
okay, what do you think? Okay, I'll come back to you. Zhao Wei,
Yes.
what do you think?
I think the advantage is outweigh the disadvantage.
Okay, good. Kian,
Yes, can you hear me?
what do you think?
Oh, thank God, make it work again.
Sorry, Kian.
Yep.
Remember, we're looking at this, everyone. Okay, you should know this by now. Do you think the advantages outweigh the disadvantages? Bao Meng, Michael,
Yep, I'm here.
what do you think?
So I think that the disadvantage outweighs the advantage.
Okay, good. Feng Ling, have you decided yet?
Yes.
Okay, what do you think?
I think the advantage of charging outweighs the disadvantage.
Okay, fine. Kian,
Yes.
yeah, have you decided yet? What do you think?
I think the advantage is outweigh the disadvantage.
Okay, good, fine. Thank you, everyone. So remember, you must be able to think of this fairly quickly, okay, when you are planning your answer, all right? And that is what you need to say in the second sentence of your introduction. All right. Then, of course, you need to think of, okay, some advantage to charging, okay? And we talked about this last week. The advantages of charging, and again, I'm going to go quickly through this because I want you to start writing for me shortly, okay? The advantages of charging for admission are, well, one, the museum will make some money, okay? If the museum makes money, then it has money to spend on maybe buying new exhibits. It has money to pay the staff, okay? It has money to make the museum look nice, okay? So these are all explanation sentences. And then you need to think of an example. A disadvantage. Now looking at main body paragraph 2. Remember, because this is an disadvantage essay, you have to write one paragraph about advantages, one paragraph about disadvantages. You only have to think of one advantage and one disadvantage. If you can think of more, that's fine, and you can fit it into the essay, that's good. But you only have to think of one for each. But you must think of one for each if you want to get a good mark. So, disadvantages of charging for a museum. Well, maybe people won't want to come, okay? If they have to pay money to come and see the museum, then they won't come, okay? I think that is the main disadvantage. Another disadvantage would be that the museum doesn't get any money, so can't pay the staff, can't look after the exhibits, okay? Maybe it doesn't look nice because they haven't got any money to spend on making the building look nice. So they are the disadvantages. Are there any questions about that or how this structure works? Good, because now you are going to start writing for me. So I'm going to share. Okay, Michael Baoming, can you see the document?
Yes, I can.
Great, thank you. Okay, everyone, so remembering the structure, now you need to start writing the essay. All right, so that's what you are doing for the rest of the lesson until 11:30. So you should almost be able to finish writing this essay because we've already discussed. So I'm going to share the document with you now. So then you can all start writing. All right, I've sent everyone the link in chat to this document. All right, so everyone, please start writing. And using the structure that we've just discussed. So your introduction is a paraphrase. The first sentence is a paraphrase of the thesis statement. Your second sentence of the introduction is where you give your opinion about which one you think is better. And a couple of examples of each. What's an advantage of charging? What's a disadvantage of charging? Then 2 body paragraphs and a conclusion. In the meantime, what I'm going to do is just to go quickly with you over what I wrote last week. Your answer to the drugs and athletics question. Mrs. Ha.
I'm here.
Okay, thank you, Mrs. Ha. Now, this is where I'm a little bit not sure, Mrs. Ha. I need to be able to show them. So they are writing on the document at the moment.
Yes.
But I need to be able to show them the other document as well. The one they wrote on last week. So I can
yes.
review with them.
Okay, but you just need to copy this link to send them, and
yeah.
they can write by themselves, right?
Yes,
and then,
I've done that. Yes. Yeah.
Okay. So I think you need to share another document. You upload another document, so it's over. It will be over like this one.
Okay.
Yeah. Just click on the document you want to share, you know.
Okay.
You do it yourself. I think you are sharing the desktop, right?
Yeah, so if I do this, does this work if I do this?
So yeah, you can open it. You open it normally. You open the new document on that. There is writing task too, right?
Yeah, so I hope they can see this. Okay. Bao Chan.
Ah, yes. Okay, they can see it. Yeah.
They can see it?
Yes.
Yes.
I'm yeah.
Okay, Bao. Can you see your answer that you wrote for me last week? Can you see that document?
Yes, I see it.
Great. Okay. All right. What I'm going to do now is just quickly go through this with you. Okay, Bao Chan?
Okay.
All right. So this is your paraphrase. Okay, which is pretty good, Bao Chan. Okay, your paraphrase sentence is pretty good. All right, just one quick English correction. All right. It should you should have in many professional sports there are many athletes. Okay,
Yes.
there are many athletes. Okay, so here, all right. Now here, Xiaobao, is where you need to give. All right, what is one cause for this? Okay, and what is one solution?
So I have to give them the one disadvantage, the
Yeah.
solution, one the cause.
Yes, yes. In this sentence here, you can see the sentence I've highlighted.
Yes.
Okay, so this is where you should do this. So you need to give one cause. For example, what is one cause for this? Why are athletes using drugs? Because they want to win. Okay. All right. So you could say one cause of this is because athletes they really want to win. And one solution to this, what is one solution, Bacha?
We need to ban their career, I think.
Maybe not. Yeah, you need to ban them. Okay, need to punish them. Okay,
Yes.
is what you were saying. Okay, so that is what you write here. Does that make sense? So we are looking at the introduction. Okay, so you have done your paraphrase sentence. Okay, that's fine, Bao-chan.
Yes.
In this one here, you need to say one cause of this problem is athletes really want to win. Okay, one solution to this problem is to punish the athletes.
Yes.
Okay, so this is where you write that. This is here, where I have highlighted. Does
Yes.
that make sense?
Yes, I understand it.
Okay, then here in your first paragraph here, this is where you write your sentence about the same cause that you wrote here. Okay, so this is caused by athletes really want to win too much.
Yes.
Okay, so this is where you write about, this is where the structure is very logical and very simple. So the reason you have put in here, okay, you must have in here as your first sentence, same reason.
Yes.
Okay, and then you write about why, give some explanation, and then as you have done here, give an example. Okay, and that is a good example, by the way, Bao-chan. The example is correct. Okay, so here All right, you need to write about the solution. So you need to write about punishment, for example, okay? So just pretty much what you have done here. This makes sense, Bao Chan. Bao Chan, oi.
Yes, I'm here.
Okay, does this make sense, what I'm saying?
Yes.
Okay,
I
so
see.
here, this is your second body paragraph. You need to talk about the punishment, okay, which is what you are doing, all right? So maybe this would be your first sentence, okay? Then you just need to give some explanation and then an example.
Yes.
Okay, and that's all you need to do, Bao Chan, to follow the correct structure.
Teacher, can I ask one more?
Of course, of course.
Can I use another words beside the punish? Because I see that punish and banned is quite like the same.
Being banned is a type of punishment.
Yes.
Okay, so you could say, for example, athletes who take illegal drugs need to be punished.
Yeah.
One punishment could be to ban them from taking part in the games for 2 years.
Yeah.
Does that make sense? So that is your explanation sentence. So you are explaining what you mean by punishment.
Yes.
Okay, and then you just need to give an example.
Yes.
Okay, so so maybe someone, well, always easy to choose the Chinese, Bao Chan, as an example, okay, or the Russians, because the Russians, they are always cheating. Okay, so you can say, for example, the Russian athletes who cheated at the last Olympic Games have been banned from taking part in the next Olympic Games. Okay, and that is your example. Does that answer your question, Bao Chan?
Yes, that answered my question. Yeah.
Okay, good. All right, thank you, Bao Chan. Please continue with the other essay. Nok Ha.
Yes.
Okay, Nok Ha. Can you see your essay that you wrote last week?
Yes, I can.
Okay, good. So, Nok Ha, you are following the structure very well. Okay, good. So, you've done a good paraphrase, Nok Ha. Great. Okay, and your second sentence is about a problem and a solution, which is good, Nok Ha. Just this word here is not quite correct. Can you see the word I've highlighted?
Yes.
Okay, the word is actually violators. Should be violators. Okay?
Yeah, I try to remember the word you
I know.
give us.
I know. I know, Nok Ha. You had a good try. Okay, good try. But the word is actually violator. A violator. All right. So, Nok Ha. Okay, this is good. Nok Ha, you have followed very well, Nok Ha. All right, so you have your first sentence here, which is why athletes use drugs. You have your explanations, okay, and you have your example. Great. You have your solution. Okay, you have your explanations. Okay, so you haven't got an example yet for this. That would be next. Okay, Nok Ha?
Okay.
In fact, Nok Ha, you could save time, Nok Ha. You only need to write 2 sentences here. Okay, you have written 3.
Actually, the last sentence is the example, but I think it's not certain enough, like it's not detailed enough to understand.
Okay, so you have put in addition.
Yeah.
Okay, I see what you mean. Yeah. Okay, so all you need to do is change this to for instance, okay?
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yes.
Instead of saying in addition, just say for instance, which is the same saying for example. It's just another way of saying for example. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Okay, good. And then the only thing you haven't done is your conclusion, which, as I said before, remember, a repeat of the introduction. Does that make sense, Nokha?
Yes.
Okay,
I
so
think
you
I
are
forget
doing,
to write the conclusion.
yeah, I think you forgot to write. So remember, you must write a conclusion. There must be 4 paragraphs, okay, in every essay. Say, as writing task 1, Nokha, okay, every essay has 4 paragraphs. So your next one is just the conclusion. But this is good, Nokha. You've done good. You have followed the structure very well. Do you have any question for me?
No, thank you.
Okay, Nokha. So please continue with the other one. Thank you. Bao Ling.
Yes.
Okay, Bao Ling. Let's have a look. Okay, Bao Ling, you have done very well. Good. This is a good paraphrase, Bao Ling. Excellent. You almost, Bao Ling, you don't need to say, you can leave this part out
Yes.
and just say one reason why athletes use illegal substances is to earn more money and achieve victory. Does that make sense? I will change it for you now so you can see. So you don't even need to say this essay will discuss, okay? Don't need to. You can go straight to this part. Okay, can you see what I've done, darling? Okay, one reason why athletes use illegal substances is to earn more money and achieve victory. A suitable solution, because remember, there is more than one solution, so a suitable solution is a fine. Okay? Does that make sense, darling, what I have done?
Yes.
Okay, good. Okay, and then you have done this correctly. This is good, Bao Ling. Okay, so you have the problem and an explanation and an example. Good. You have a solution, an explanation, and an example. Good. Okay. And you have a good conclusion. So, Bao Ling, you've done very good job, Bao Ling. Okay. Good job. Some of the English needs correcting, but I won't worry about that for the moment. Okay. What you have done is you have followed the structure very well.
Yes.
And your ideas are fine. So that's good, Bao Ling. Do you have any question?
I don't have.
Okay, good. All right. I will talk to you shortly, Bao Ling, when we do the speaking test. Feng Ni is not here. Bao Ming, Michael.
Hello.
Hello, Michael. How are you?
Yeah, I'm writing.
Okay, good. Okay. Can you see your essay from last week?
I can.
Great. Okay. Paraphrase is good. Just one thing that this should be is, Michael, okay? Not are.
Okay.
Okay. But again, small mistake that I just pointed out. Very small. Don't worry too much about that. Should be is.
Okay.
Okay. And this is why you could actually leave this sentence out if you wanted, Michael.
Oh.
Okay. That you don't have to say this essay will discuss the main reasons, because we know that we're going to do. Okay. You don't need to say that. So you can just go straight to the main reasons.
Yeah.
Okay. So reason 1, okay, and a solution. Good. Okay. So you have here what the problem is. Okay. And you have an example. Good. You have a solution and an example. Good. And you have a conclusion. So your structure is great, Michael. Okay, very good. All right, so you are definitely on the right track.
Yeah.
All right,
Thank
just
you.
okay. So just again, but some of the vocabulary isn't quite correct. But and I'll give you one example. Just this sentence here: before the soccer players begin to greet the audience. Is not what soccer players do. They don't greet the audience.
They do have the.
You could say before soccer players, what do? They don't greet. Before soccer players, before soccer players can take part in the game.
Oh.
It's a better way of expressing it. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Because soccer players are there to greet the audience. They are there to play the game. That is the main part. Okay. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Okay. Good. But I don't want to confuse you too much, Michael. So I won't make any other comment on the English. But you have the structure correct. That's the main thing.
Yeah.
Part of the lesson. All right. Any question, Michael?
Well, can you give me like more vocabularies on what I have made later?
Can we look at this later? Yeah. Or in fact, I will just, because we're keeping on doing essays, I will look at the essay you're doing now. Okay. I'll help you correct that later. Okay. Thank you, Michael. Kian, not Kian. Hello, Kian.
Yes.
Okay. Can you hear me, Kian?
I still can hear you.
Can you hear me now? Hello, Kian.
Yes, I hope that yeah, you can hear me. You
I
still
can,
hear me.
Kian. I can hear you. Your microphone is working fine now. Can you see your essay, Kian?
Yes.
The one you wrote last week. Okay. Again, I'm just looking at the structure, Kian. So you have your paraphrase sentence is fine. Okay. The next sentence is also fine. Okay. You the problem and you have a solution. Okay. That's good. All right. Looking at your first body paragraph. All right. That's good, Kian. Okay. So you are talking about the problem, you are giving an explanation, and you have an example. Okay, that's good. Just remember, you have to write the words out in full. Instead of saying for X, you must write for example, okay?
Okay.
All right. To solve this problem, there are some solutions. We should eliminate all sources of illegal drugs, okay? So I know you haven't finished the essay, but you are starting this correctly, Kian. That's good. So you have the right idea, Kian. So this is good. So then you would have two explanation sentences, of course. Remember, you only need two. Here you had here actually more sentences than you need. Does that make sense, Kian?
Yes, I understand.
So remember, you only need two explanation sentences. Okay, then your example sentence. So same with this paragraph. All right, so you have your solution, two explanations, and an example. And of course, what is the final paragraph, Kian?
The final paragraph is
Is the what?
Summarize.
And what do you call this paragraph? Begins with C.
Contrast.
What is the last paragraph of an essay always called? The first paragraph is called introduction. What's the last paragraph called? Begins with C.
Yeah, I remember that word, but what?
Conclusion.
Oh, conclusion.
Conclusion, okay? Conclusion, always the last paragraph. So you need to do a conclusion. And remember, Kian, the conclusion is always just a summary of the introduction. So very easy to write. All you do is summarize your introduction. Does that make sense?
Okay.
Okay, Kian. Any questions?
No, teacher.
Okay, thank you. Okay, everyone, I'm going to finish this part of the lesson here. All right. If you want to, okay, please continue working on your essay if you want to. Okay, and I will check it next week with you. But for now, the only people who need to stay are Zhao Wei, Bao Ling, and Tuan Son, who are going to be doing the speaking test. So everyone else, can you please turn your cameras on? Turn your cameras on, everyone. Bao Ming, Phung Ling, hello, Viet Ang. Nok Ha. Tak Sung, good. Okay, Nok Ha, I'm looking forward to hearing your speaking test, Nok Ha, maybe next week. Okay. All right. Okay. So, does anyone have any questions for me before we go? Like I say, this is the end of the lesson now. You are welcome, if you have time, to continue writing this essay for practice, and I will look at it next week. For those of you I didn't get to look at everyone's athlete essay from last week, I will send you a quick summary by email this week. Okay? So don't worry, I do look at everyone's writing. So don't think you are just writing and I'm not going to look at it. I will look at it. Okay? And by the way, for those of you who did the Ielts test with Mrs. Ha last week, I will send you the writing task 2 corrections next week. Okay, so in the meantime, everyone, Zhao Wei, Bao Ling, and Tuan Son are going to stay and do the writing test. The rest of you, I hope you have a very happy week, and I will see you all next Sunday, when 3 more people will do the speaking test. Okay, and we will continue with practicing writing task 2. Okay, everyone, thank you. Come earn for coming to the lesson, and have a great week. Good luck if you have exams or tests this week, and I will see you next time.